Hello everyone. Good afternoon. Today is the 3rd of October 2019 and this recording really is to address a clip which I just watched about an hour ago by a lady called Hazel HB or something like that. I understand she lives in Switzerland and she made some really valid comments about the situation of things in Nigeria with the Big Brother Nigeria and our youths. I thought carefully about her comments, and most of which I agree with, some I don't agree with. But in terms of the comment she's made regarding the mentality of our youths, I think I couldn't agree more. I'm saying this because I am so frustrated about how much importance our Nigerian youths, the populace, not just the youth actually, to be fair. I've seen youngsters and our mothers and fathers commenting on this Big Brother Naija nonsense. I honestly think that so much hype has been brought into this Big Brother palaver, and it saddens me that it's become more important than the vital issues going on politically, socially, economically, and in other ways. Nigeria is going through a lot at the moment. Particularly, I have to say that I feel really bad about what has happened with the Sowore situation, and that not much, attention has been given to that chap who has fought so hard for the betterment of our country. I know he's still new in the scene, but this is a chap that has actually sacrificed his freedom to try and see what he can do to change that country for the better. This chap has been arrested, in detention for 90 days, I think, or even more. And I understand he was arraigned today. And all we're talking about is Big Brother this, Big Brother that, Tacha that, Tacha dish. So I can't even pronounce the name properly anymore. I think Nigeria has lost its will. It's lost its direction. It's lost the important things that we should be fighting for. And it makes me really upset and frustrated because it then begs the question, if the Nigerian populace have this mentality of actually not focusing on the important things and instead wasting their time on things that are irrelevant, what is the point of fighting for Nigeria then? What is the point? It's a pure waste of time, effort, if we as a country cannot come together and fight for what is important for us. We're talking about not just us, we're talking about our families, our children unborn, children of tomorrow, my children, your children. We should be thinking about those things. I live in the UK, but God knows that if I had a choice, if things were better back home, I would not be here. And with things going on at the moment, why would I want to return? But I still love my country and I still want the best for my country. But like Sowore has said in one of his addresses, he can't do it alone. God knows it would take more than him. It would require a collective people. And it has to come from us, with the Nigerians. I'm sorry. We can't let someone else fight our battles. We have to fight those battles ourselves, especially if we want to succeed. It's that mindset, and it's really killing me that we don't get it. We don't get that we have to change our mindset for things to change. We have this mentality of tolerating, accepting, being complacent. And I think that's where the whole comment about the lazy youths in Nigeria has come about, because a lot of our youths no longer have that drive. Maybe not through fault of their own, could be as a result of the situation back home as well. But we have to come out of that mentality and begin to think positively and begin to think about better ways forward. Big Brother Nigeria is not a solution. We all know that. It's just a reality show, which is not even contributing anything to the nation. A lot of things that go on in the house which I don't support, but that's neither here nor there, and that's not really my business, to be honest. But my main issue is there are important things going on the ground, and Nigerians are ignoring it. And it's really, really sad that something as important as locking away a prominent politician who is clearly fighting for the good of all of us, and very little is mentioned about it, very little is being done to get this guy out. More attention has been drawn to the Big Brother Naija. What does it really say about our people? No, seriously, think about it. What does that really say about our people? That we hold a reality show that holds no values, nothing at all, more important than the freedom of someone who's fighting for our own human rights, our own political rights, economic rights, and everything else that comes with, a better society. But back to the comments that lady had made, the Hazel lady. She made other comments about Toke Makinwa talking about divorce not being, nothing wrong with divorce, and everyone had a right to something like that. I can't remember exactly the exact comments, but what I gathered from what the lady was saying was, if you're divorced, you should be ashamed of yourself. Well, I must address that I completely disagree with that comment. I'm a divorcee myself. God knows I didn't go into my marriage contemplating divorce at any stage or point in my life at all. But these things happen. I would never accept that I'm ashamed of it. I made that decision clearly, rightly so, and for my own reasons. I don't have to come and explain myself here, but I think comments like that really are not necessary. That is one point I would disagree with. And I can't remember the other point that I disagreed with, but, in fairness, she had made more valid points than there were invalid points. So, but that's the one point that I think struck with me that I disagree with. If I do remember the other point, I'd address it. So going back to the situation on ground about our priorities as Nigerians, we really do need to sit up. We need to wake up and smell the coffee and realize that whatever it is that we think we're doing today would definitely reflect in our outcomes tomorrow. If we want a better Nigeria, then we need to really start changing our mindset. We need to start acting on those things. We can't be expecting a better Nigeria and yet fold our arms at home, watching Big Brother, I'm not saying you shouldn't have your social lives or your pleasures and free time to enjoy yourselves. That's not what I'm saying. But the point I'm making is that it says a lot that more attention is drawn to a reality show than it's drawn to a serious political situation which is clearly affecting our country. And I'm so annoyed about it because I know that more can be done. Unfortunately, I'm not even sure what more I can do from my end other than bringing this, making people more aware that we need to sit up. We need to really, really sit down and have a serious long think about what we really want for that country and what are we willing to do to make things different. I know the lady in question, the lady I was referring to, Hazel, she did call out a few celebrities, and I don't blame her, to be honest, because I would expect celebrities to actually use their platform to help the nation in any way They are able to. And to come out and support this Tacha woman, I could see that a lot of people are willing to donate millions of naira. And this lady clearly, stated that you can't be saying you donate such an amount of money, and yet we have people that are suffering back in Nigeria. No one has offered to help. But yet we have this lady who's, to be honest, I really don't care about her. But I can't help but agree with the Hazel woman saying that people are willing to donate millions. So these millions were there, and yet we have people suffering back home. And no one has bothered to help. Again, what does that say about our people? It says a lot. I'm sorry. It does say a lot. And we need to start thinking about what's important. And when we start giving value to what doesn't really need value and ignoring those things that need that value, then we are finished. Completely finished. It's high time we wake up and smell the coffee. Really, it's high time. I just pray that the situation with Sowore is resolved as soon as possible, and our people begin to think seriously about how they could change things for the better. I'll keep doing the best I can from my end here, and hope that someday my country will be a country I could look at and say, wow, I'm proud. I'm proud that I'm from here. I'm proud that we're achieving X, Y, and Z. I'm proud that my people are getting much, much better because the system is getting better. I can't say that it would happen in my time, because if I'm looking at what's going on now, I get more and more discouraged. But as a Christian that I am, I have to be hopeful and pray that things get better. But unfortunately, it can't just get better by itself. We have to make that change. We have to put in the work. We have to put in the effort. We have to put in that work to make it happen. Nothing happens on its own. People have to put in the work and the effort. And it can happen when all of us put our heads together. I watched on the internet yesterday when Sowore was arraigned, and it was sad because I looked at him and I said to myself, this chap has actually sacrificed his life, really, because anything could happen to him where he is. And what are people doing? And I'm wondering, in my mind, I'm thinking, I wonder what he's thinking in his own mind. Is he regretting his actions? Although from what I see, he seems to be very strong, still maintaining his position, and still willing to fight the fight. But how many of us are willing to do that for our country, Nigeria? How many of us? I'm not sure that a lot of us can. And it's a shame, a big shame. I'm going to do a bit more digging about what others are willing to do, and then I need to think about what more I can do from my end. And I am specifically talking about the Sowore guy because there's not a lot of people like him in our country. I'll be honest, not a lot. Nigerians love their life too much. I'm not saying I don't love mine, but when I see someone that is willing to sacrifice his for his nation, then I can't help but at least give him credit and help in any way, shape or form that I can from my end. In the meantime, I think I'll just pause here, and you'd see me again. It's me, Ife, and do have a lovely rest of the day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.